Hey guys, this is Easy Things to Draw. Today we're gonna go over. I'm gonna go over one of my old sketches, and I'm gonna repair it. I'm gonna do it right in front of you. You're gonna get a lot of value out of this, so stick around till the end of the video. I'm gonna talk you through how I would repair this. So, if you haven't subscribed already, please click that subscribe button and remember to click that little bell icon for notifications that are coming up. I'm gonna be posting probably 3 or 4 times a week. I don't know, it's been a lot more than usual. So, all right. Let me go over this. This is a sketch I did, I want to say maybe 4 years ago, something like that. I'm not really sure, so I kind of opened it dry, by the way. I didn't really plan this out, so you're going to look at this kind of live. So right off the bat, this is too far forward, I noticed in this sketch. It needs to be, I don't know how to say it. This is the way it would look if the face was facing forward, but it's not facing, off in that direction. So I'm gonna have to fix the eye by pulling it back a little bit here and changing the perspective of the eye. That's the first thing. So now the eye's kind of looking in that direction. This is in pen, so it is ballpoint pen, by the way. So just keep in mind kind of how you can kind of repair ballpoint pen, even though I know you're saying stuff like, oh well, pen's impossible to repair, it's permanent. I mean, and it is, but you can kind of put in darker shapes around it if there's room for it, and that's kind of what I'm doing here. So again, the mask is facing that direction. I'm gonna pull in this eye. I think the opening for the eye of this helmet. I'm guessing this is and this is funny because I don't remember what I was thinking at this time either. I'm guessing this is a space soldier kind of thing. I think the forehead needs to be a little bit higher. Pulling down backward in the zygomatic arch. The mouth is probably going to be like a Baraka style mouth. I'm going to extend the nose a little bit, even though it is the plate, just to make it feel like there's a nose kind of sticking out in that direction. I'm not liking this back here, but I can't do a thing about it pulling in. Maybe I can, but going in here to the mouth. I don't want the mouth to jut too far forward. I definitely want it to jut a little bit forward, but I think it's coming out too much for my taste, my current taste, I guess. It's a good idea to do this, by the way, if you have sketches that you want to go over and you're like, hey, that's a great idea. I would like to go into it with my current skill and try to fix it, or not even your current skill. Sometimes what it is that you are kind of away from the sketch, and that it allows you to think, even if it's just like a week ago sketch. This is like 4 years ago for me, but let's just say it was a week ago. It would still be a good idea to get away from your drawing because you'd start to see it with fresh eyes. There's points where you're just too close to the drawing, like meaning you're looking at it too long. And I don't know, your eye just gets used to some of the mistakes and you let things go by. I'm going to throw a little bit of a cast shadow from that helmet down into the, I guess the eye, not the eye itself, but into the forehead maybe, eye cavity, forehead, just to give it a little bit of depth. I'm going to throw it in here as well. So not all light is really, it wouldn't be this bright. The light wouldn't hit that area as strongly of the, the inside of the helmet. I might even darken this more because it gives it kind of a weight to it, to the kind of a drawing style. I'm not digging the zygomatic arch at all. I'm kind of thinking to myself like, wow, what was I thinking kind of thing. I'm going to add a little bit of layer right here. That zygomatic arch should be shaped a little differently, but because I did that, I'm going to try to work with it. Try to change that shape a little. Let me just go back to the mouth for now. I guess this is going to be a demon soldier dude. Maybe like, if you think like Baraka from Mortal Kombat. A mouth like that. We're also making decisions on the fly right now. Like, what decision am I going to do design-wise? Alright, so kind of going back in the mouth here. I moved the camera a little bit because it fell once. So let's see if that looked good. Okay. Let's go into the mouth. So decisions you make on the fly right here. So design decisions, right? I'm going to make his chin a little bit shorter. Well, man, I can't. This part's sticking out there. I don't know. That's an iron pen. I don't know how to get rid of that. I might have to stick with the chin being that big. I don't want it that big, but I have to work with it. So a big thing with, so the two things we're really going over is designing, correct? And also how to design around your mistakes if they're permanent. Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna blow my nose. I have a cold. Sorry, guys. So let me go back into the mouth. And they don't have to be, I don't want the teeth to be identical to each other. Maybe one's broken off, or, you know, they're different sizes. I think they're going to be organic as opposed to the mask, which is clearly not organic. It's clearly mechanical or something. And I don't know if he's like a space thing, a space dude, a space pilot, or if I was gonna say space cadet. That's hilarious. Or if he is in a medieval universe and he's wearing some sort of helmet in that way, which you could make them both. But no, actually, this part's robotic, so definitely like a robot feel to it. Right here, fill out the throat. Kind of interesting. I do like this shape to the neck over here. It's like the mechanical portions of it make like a collar of some kind. I do like that. Me. I'm talking to me, like past me. I do like it. I don't see the top of the helmet. I want it to keep it simple. So since I pull that forehead up, I'm gonna have to change the design on this top of the helmet. It would have to make more sense somehow. Oof. Let's go back to the teeth real quick. If you guys enjoy this, please hit that like. Let me know if you enjoy this kind of video where I go back and correct my own drawings. It certainly helps me out as well with content of what to see. And actually doing this kind of stuff really helps me in my drawing because I'm thinking through. And actually that's why I recommend you guys do the same if you go back to your drawings and try that out. Because you are ingraining, it's almost like you're teaching yourself, which I have a whole program on that is not out yet. I do have one preliminary program on training yourself, but I have a new one coming out, a new version of that I think is much, much better. But yeah, you're essentially training yourself not to do this, because sometimes you can just correct mistakes on your own. Like if you just give it time and you go back to it, like I said, with a fresh eye, you can, you know, correct tons of stuff on your own. More so than I think people are aware of. I hope this camera don't fall. It fell once when I was recording. All right. So I want to blacken the parts in the mouth here. Not all of it, of course, but enough where that it creates focus. Just enough. Oops. Don't want the phone to fall. Alrighty, I gotta fill this in, honestly. So while I'm doing that, do you guys have any questions on anything drawing related that I could create a video on? I'm in the process. Oh, I can give you an update on the channel. I'm in the process of creating just programs for the channel. I feel like I need them. Everybody has their library of programs, every YouTube channel, so I was like, you know, I gotta do the same thing. I put them on Gumroad. Gumroad's a cool site. Filling this part in with, obviously this is, what do you call it? Ballpoint pen. And I'm just using a regular ballpoint pen this time. I'm not even using my favorite pen. If you've been watching for a while, you'll know my favorite pen. I'm not even using that one. I'm gonna make these a little bit darker to really, so it won't look too crummy. I want like one flat shape if I can. ants in my house. Anyways, it's like an ant crawling up my leg. Here where the teeth attach. And then I gotta put some at the bottom here, like make it robotic, because I kind of already established that with this gear. And do I want it meshed in there? I guess so. Alrighty. Alright, trying to do the same thing right here, make it look organic down here. Alright. Alright, so going down. So now what I'll do is I'll adjust the bottom here. I think I'm pretty okay with the face now, because now the face essentially makes sense. I do like that. It makes sense angle-wise now. That actually makes me feel a whole lot better. Everything beyond this is just going to be like extra, to be honest. It's going to be like icing on the cake. Oh, okay. So let's go to the jaw. I'm going to make the jaw a little bit bigger to compensate for the extending the chin. And give him like this cool masseter shape in the back. And then it looks like there's another little pipe over here I'm going to straighten out. So let's just draw this down here. I'm going to pull into this Adam's apple area, and I'm going to make that a little bit techy, a little bit robotic-y. Draw little chords here, very kind of 90s comics. If you read stuff like Strike Force or, I'm sorry, Strike Force, Cyber Force, anything like Jim Lee did in the 90s, or even Rob Liefeld. I know people kind of talk smack about Rob Liefeld a lot, but you know, he produced a lot. But they always had that design element. They had these little tubes that went everywhere. If you ever like read Wild Force? I think it's Wild Force. Okay, there's Cyber Force, and then I think there's Wildcats. There you go. And they had a very distinct, kind of that very 90s style. I don't know what it was, but bum bum bum. Oops. Okay, gonna go to the back here, and I'm gonna try to extend that shape a little bit, just so it kind of it just seems to make sense of the rhythm line from the jaw to the back of the head. I feel like would make more sense that way. Okay, let me see. And I'm gonna put some dark right here and here to show that there's a cast shadow underneath that jaw. And there you go. And I'm gonna kind of thicken the borderline on the outside here. I'm not gonna add too much to the back, but I think that's pretty much it. I repaired the sketch as much as I could. This is just a sketch. What I really had the issue was more toward the front, especially that eye, and turning it like that fixes it so much in terms of like the direction. Like that eyeball before was facing us, so that didn't make sense in terms of how the eyeball fits in the skull. So once I fixed that, a lot of the extra stuff was kind of more or less just add-on. And I'm gonna leave this over here, an area of less complexity. Anyways, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much. If you enjoyed this video, click that like button. Also, please consider supporting me on Patreon. I'm going to post a ton on my Patreon. Thank you so much for the people that already support it. One last thing, please, not please, but there is a, I mean, please, you know, comment. I love that. I love talking to people on this thing. It's kind of like my new favorite thing, actually. But the other thing is, if you want to learn to shade, there is a free how to shade ebook I'm going to throw into the description here. Check that out. I'm going to throw that in the first link. So that's it. Talk to you guys later, and I'll see you in the next video.